Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. This time I want to talk about blood donation. I've been a blood donor since I was 17, which is the age that you can begin to give blood here in the UK. And there were a couple of reasons I became a blood donor. One, because it was something that my parents had done on and off as they were able to, and it encouraged us that it was a good thing to want to do. The second was a sketch that my dad introduced me to on LP. The Blood Donor by Tony Hancock. Now, for those of you who don't know who Tony Hancock was, he was a comedian back in the late 50s and early 60s until his untimely death in the late 60s. The most famous episode of his show is simply called The Blood Donor. And in it he plays a version of himself who goes to give blood for the first time. And through it we are exposed to his motivations and his character. And it's also incredibly funny, which is why I have listened to it again and again. And there's also the original TV version as well. One of the things that's on Tony's mind as he comes to give blood for the first time is some kind of reward. He knows that you get a cup of tea and a biscuit, something that's still true to this day, but he wants more than that. He wants some kind of recognition. He wants a badge that he can wear to let other people know that he is a blood donor. He wants to put some kind of monetary value on giving blood. Towards the end of the episode, after he's returned home having given his pint, we learn that he keeps ringing the hospital every day to find out if his blood has been used, and he vows to keep on ringing until they tell him that it has been used. Now, although he's the main character of his show, I think we are supposed to come away from Hancock not always liking him or not always being sympathetic to him, which is why I think it's somewhat ironic that the things that he wanted mostly, in fact, are now part of the blood donating process. So once you've given 10, 25, 50, it keeps going from there, times, you get a badge. Which is exactly the thing that well, it's not exactly the thing that he wanted, because it doesn't say he gave this for others so that others may live on it. It just has the logo of the blood donating organisation and the number that you've given. And after the most recent couple of times that I've given blood, I've received a text like this. So now I do know exactly when my blood has been used and where it has been used, and I don't know who it's helped, but I think it's just quite funny. While it's very easy to laugh at Tony, it always makes me think about my own motivations for giving blood. Is it possible to be truly altruistic? Do I go along every time and give my pint entirely selflessly? Probably not. And I have to stop myself from thinking that I'm in any way better than anybody because I give blood. It's an immense privilege to be able to do so. There are plenty of medical reasons and other risk factors why people can't give blood. But I would encourage you, if you've never given before, you've never found out whether you can, book into your local session. Here in the UK, it's the NHS blood service, blood.co.uk. Go along there and book into your nearest session to give some blood. Well, there you go. That's this week's episode, maybe a little bit more serious than usual. Please click subscribe, and also you can click the bell icon and that will notify you every time I do a new video. Click over there for the previous episode and click down there for the next episode, or if this is the most recent episode, that will be a link to a playlist of all the previous vlogs.